Hello, everyone. Hey, good morning, and thank you for getting up early and joining me this morning on Morning Verses with Mike. As with every morning, we will be reading from the New Living Translation of Every Man's Bible. So appreciate you getting up to join with me this morning and share. If you have a verse that's impacting you right now, please do me a favor. Share it in the sidebar. Let's have some discussion on it. We want to spread the word, keep the faith, and just spread the positivity that is, within the faith and in the Bible. So good morning. Thank you for the people that are joining me live. And if you're joining me later, then that's fantastic. Do me a favor, if you would, throw a thumbs up on the video, share this video on your social media, share it with friends, because that's just the start and one way we can spread the word. So this morning, here's my Every Man's Bible. We do that every morning. I'm going live a little bit early today because that's what we do when there's other stuff going on in the morning. Is better to be early than late, in my opinion. So this morning I'm going to be reading from Hosea chapter 12, verse 6 says, "So now come back to your God, act with love and justice, and always depend on him." As I was reading this and prepping the verse, it's one of those where there's not a whole lot to say, right? We always return to God. We always return in our faith. God is dependable. He's constant. He's fair. He's there and everywhere. So it's one of those that anytime we may start to stray and to follow what we think may be the path, often what happens is we say, well, I'm going to go over here and do this because we think with our head instead of with our heart and with our faith. And God has a way of correcting our path so he can say, hey, no, I appreciate maybe you got the opportunity to look over there a little bit and see and think that's what the path. But then he says, no, hey, get back on track, right? We always return to that path. And he has a way of lovingly correcting that in most cases so that our behaviors coincide with what his plan. I mean, he already has the plan laid out anyway. It's one of those that we have to make sure that we're listening and we are consistently open and we keep that faith. So if you get off base, and here's the thing too, you can always return to God. You can always go back to God. If you get off base, just go back. It's one of those you can say, well, that sounds so simple. Often we think, oh, well, I've taken so much time to work on this, and we get tied up. I was talking about this on a couple of shows yesterday where we get tied up in the process and we think, well, this is really the way. And we start to fall in love with that idea instead of staying rooted and in love with our faith and with our God, and just come back. That's a simple message. So, his love will endure constantly and consistently through all the goods and all the evils, all the trials and tribulations and frustrations. And keep in mind, it continues when everything is good too. See, oftentimes we start to take that for granted. When things are good, we that's when it's easy to forget. We go, well, everything's going cool, right? When things get off track is when we start to go, oh my gosh, and that's definitely when we return. But make sure you stay rooted and return to God when things are good too. Talk to him through prayer and have those daily conversations. So thank you so much for getting up and joining me this morning. Again, if you have a verse that's impacting you, please share that in the sidebar. Share this video with somebody that you think it could be impactful to. And remember, I'm doing this every weekday at 6:15 a.m. I would love to have you continue to join me. Thank you so much. Appreciate you. And until we speak next, I hope you have an absolutely fantastic day today, everybody. We'll talk to you soon.